Hi, I'm Kate Espy. I'm a registered nurse at the Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner program at St. Michael Medical Center, also known as the SANE program. When a patient comes to the emergency department with a complaint of sexual assault, we are going to take care of them. And when I say we, I mean the Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner program. A patient has the choice to be seen by a SANE nurse or the emergency department, but the first thing is it's their choice. Patients come to us to get the care that they want. We have a nurse on 24/7, and so when a patient comes to the emergency department, if it's been within 120 hours or 5 days since the assault, the emergency department can call us and we have an hour to get in and we will take care of them. Again, it's their choice what they have done. Now, if the patient has any major medical issues, then that patient needs to be seen by a provider in the emergency department if they so choose, and they would get seen by that provider first, and then we would be called after. Once we're called to come in, and as I said, we have an hour to get in, I would hope the emergency department would let the patient know that, because it's hard to wait for anything, especially when you don't know how long you're waiting. We will come to the emergency department and get the patient, get who they want to come with them, because again, it's their choice who's with them, and we will bring them to our clinic. Our clinic is a quiet space, it's a self-contained space, and we have everything we need to take care of that patient for whatever they want taken care of. As for support, family can support them if the patient wants. We can get a what we call KSAC, which is Kitsap Support Advocacy and Counseling Advocate, to come in and talk to them and sit with them, who will follow them throughout the entire course of if they call law enforcement or whatever they choose to do with their case. And we will take care of them head to toe, including a forensic exam, meaning a forensic kit. And we will also offer sexually transmitted infection antibiotics and emergency contraception. I know I've said it more than once, but again, it's their choice what they have done. In Kitsap County, we have a large assortment of resources for parents. We all work very closely together, so we're able to tell parents and kids what's out there and who they'll talk to. So not just an agency name, but the actual person's name. When you can say you'll be talking to so-and-so, it's much better than saying call this agency and find out what they can do for you. In our community, we have Kitsap Support Advocacy and Counseling that has the advocacy part, and also it has the therapy part. If there's any other crime involved with the sexual assault, they also have a crime victims advocate. Many sexual assaults have a DV component, domestic violence, and so the YWCA has a domestic violence advocate. We also have medical, Planned Parenthood, Peninsula Clinic also help us with ongoing medical exams for our patients after they've seen us. And we just all work really well together. We've all been working and doing this work together for so long. Kitsap County is pretty well known for we are here for the patient and their family, and we work together to get the best outcome for them. We also work very closely with law enforcement and with our legal system in the county. So again, we hold their hand through every step of this and make sure that that patient and family feel like they're being listened to, cared for, and supported. You can support your child through the hospital visit by, one, believing them, not giving them any thought of doubt. Even during the hospital visit, children that think their parents don't believe them have been known to leave us and not get an exam, or they feel like no one else is going to believe them, so they don't follow through. Supporting a child at the hospital means if the child doesn't want you with them during the exam, please agree to that. It's hard as a parent not to be with your child through a traumatic event, but we need you to let the child make those decisions themselves. We will keep you informed. If the child allows us to tell you more information, we will. But I also want you to know that we're not going to get a full story from the child because we don't do interviews of the child. We'll get enough information for our exam. So we're not going to let you know every detail. So please before the hospital trip, during or after. Don't try to get a lot of information from your child. Let the professionals do that. So when your child tells you you've been sexually assaulted, that's a very scary thing to hear from your child. The main thing I can tell you is believe them. The first time you give doubt to your child regarding this disclosure, they may not continue on with any type of care. They may not allow anyone to take care of them. And so the first thing is believe them. Also, don't do an in-depth interview. Don't try to get a lot of details. This needs to be reported. The patient needs to be brought to the emergency department if it's 5 days or less, and so that we can take care of them and also get advocacy on board, because you need an advocate as a parent, and you also need an advocate for the child who's disclosing. When a patient comes to the emergency department with the complaint of sexual assault, if they are under the age of 18, so 17 and younger, we are mandated reporters for the state of Washington. So we need to call law enforcement and Child Protective Services, or DCYF as it is called now. That patient needs to be told that we are mandated reporters if they're under 18, because it's up to them what they decide to tell us. We will still take care of them, but if they choose to not tell us much history, then we can't tell law enforcement or Child Protective Services that information. And a child is also told they don't have to cooperate with law enforcement, but we will still take care of them. So again, under 18, we must do mandated reporting. 18 and above, we do not report for the patient unless the patient asks us to do it. Patients at 18 and above report on their own. They can come to us unreported. We will do everything, including a forensic kit, if they've not reported, because a patient may decide to report at a later time, and then we have that forensic kit. But again, it's totally up to the patient. When a patient comes to us, they do not have to have their parent or guardian with them throughout the exam. Though if the patient is 13 and younger, we do need to have a legal signature, and that needs to be parent or guardian, but that does not mean that the parent and guardian has to stay with the patient throughout the exam. It is up to the patient who is with them, and if they'd rather not have their parent or guardian with them, then the parent and guardian can wait either in the waiting room of the emergency department or in their car, and we will bring the patient over to the clinic and take care of them. But they do not need to be with the patient even if they're under 14. 14 and above can sign for themselves, and so they don't even need to have a parent or guardian come to the emergency department with them. But no matter what, we can get resources to help support our patients no matter what their age is.